Welcome to All Bodies on Bikes, the podcast, where all bodies are good bodies, all bikes are good bikes, and all rides should be celebrated.
All Bodies on Bikes is a movement to create and foster a size-inclusive bike community. So join your hosts, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Marley.
As we explore the complexities of the biking world, help us break down barriers and create the world that we want to see. And don't forget that all bodies really means all bodies, not just larger bodies, but bodies of all sizes, ages, races, abilities, genders, sexualities, and beyond.
Come along for the ride.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Marley.
Hey, Maggie.
How's it going?
Good, you're in a winter wonderland.
I am in a winter wonderland. Do you hear that sound, actually?
The snow falling gently on the trees.
That, and then I think there are jingle bells in the distance.
Oh, jingle bells.
Of course, I also just have ringing in my mind.
Do you have tinnitus?
I do, actually. I do. I was making a joke about hearing random things because I also have that, but yeah, I just randomly, it's super fun to just randomly go almost deaf in one ear, and then there's this high pitched ringing, and then it's done.
I get that when I'm dehydrated. Like I start to pay attention to like when it occurs.
Interesting. Okay.
And it comes on as like a sign of dehydration for me. And so if I like drink a bunch of water right as soon as it happens, it tends to go away.
Interesting.
Yeah. Control study of one.
There we go. Yes, exactly.
Study of one, no control group, but that works for me. So
well, the next time it happens to me, I'm gonna chug some water and we'll share our findings.
And you are a beverage goblin.
I am.
Every photo I see of you, you have like four cups at a time.
100%.
I mean, on the same, I have 3 cups on my desk right now.
Well, oh my gosh. Well, hey, I'm in a winter wonderland and we're hearing jingle bells because we thought it would be fun to share like our favorite things.
Yeah.
Maybe as a listener, you have somebody in your life that's a cyclist that you want to get them something cool for a special holiday coming up, whatever one you choose to celebrate. And we thought we'd give you some ideas on things that are super fun and nice to have if you're a cyclist.
Yeah. And I mean, you'll hear my list. I didn't exactly get the full assignment. I was just told to make a list of my favorite things.
That also freaking works.
But all of these, like a lot of them are bike things. I mean, there's not a lot of them, but some of them are just good things to have in your life. But I hope people find this entertaining. You get to listen to us just like hang out for a little bit. And yeah, what's the plan? Are you going to share one and then I'm going to share one and we're going to talk about why we like it?
Ooh, let's do it. Let's do that. Let's go back and forth.
You're first.
Okay, great. My first thing on my list is not an object. It's a subscription.
I think that counts.
I think so. And it's Spotify Premium.
Oh.
Because like I think I would cancel every other like streaming platform, visual entertainment, anything to keep Spotify Premium.
Why is that?
It's first of all, I can't stand commercials when there's music. I can stand commercials on TV all day. But if I know that the next song that's coming on is going to be my jam, and then you try to sell me car insurance, I'm going to slap somebody as hard as I can.
I wonder if that's how our podcast listeners feel when we come on talking about something.
I mean, maybe.
Hey,
right in. Do you want to slap people when you hear us talk about things?
I mean, I hope not, because I mean, the people that we're picking as sponsors, we actually care about their stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, one of them is on my list.
One of them is on my list.
Oh, I wonder if it's the same thing.
That we're going to find out. It'll be a surprise.
Okay, so Spotify Premium, it means you don't have ads. I think I have that. This is going to sound really awful. I'm on a family plan with my little sister.
Love it.
And she pays for it, which I'm so grateful for. And it's kind of payback because she was on my cell phone plan. Like her entire, I'm 11 years older than her. She was on my cell phone plan her entire like middle and high school and college years back in the day when like they were stingy with the number of text messages you got. Mm-hmm. So I always had to be like, Celeste, you sent 8,000 text messages. And she was like, I don't know. And we worked it out. Now we've got the unlimited text because that's the only civilized thing in the year 2023.
Of course.
But she pays for Spotify Premium and I get to use it, which I'm not mad about.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. They also just did audiobooks. I like the just being able to listen to lots of different things because I am a music fiend, but I also, if I'm doing like a really long ride, Lael Wilcox and just a whole group of other people, and I meant to have their names ready, but I failed at that. But they went and rode in Iceland a few years ago. And every time I do like my first century, I listened to music the first half of the day, and the second half of the day they did podcasts. I think they did a podcast every day they were over there.
Oh, wow.
And so the whole second half of my first century, I just listened to them talk and like talked back to them. So I now have like a long ride playlist that has some music, but it also just has all of those podcast episodes on it.
Are you willing to share that playlist?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's put that in the notes.
Yeah.
I find sometimes when I'm out on like stupidly long rides, my brain stops working, and so finding a playlist that I actually want to listen to is really hard. So that'd be fun to actually listen to your playlist and like get in your head a little bit. Okay, maybe. Well, my first thing isn't nearly as cool. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we move on from Spotify,
yes,
we just got set up with our podcast on Spotify. So if you're listening to this episode, it gives you the opportunity to give feedback. And then we get that feedback directly. I think it's a question like, what'd you think of the show? We would genuinely love your feedback. Or you can always just email us podcast@allbodiesonbikes.com. But that doesn't relate to Spotify. So, okay. So my first thing is kind of dumb, but it's those little mandarins.
I don't think that's dumb.
The little cutie oranges. I'm holding one right now. And big news. Well, I probably shouldn't let the cat out of the bag because it might not happen, but we're going to try uploading these to YouTube. Me and Maggie are really cute and it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, we are.
So it's going to be on the All Bodies on Bikes channel. And if you look, I'm holding a tiny little orange that I'm going to eat as this show goes on. But anyway, they're like the perfect ride snack. I really like to do like a mandarin slices and pomegranate salad because pomegranate's in season right now. Right now. But yeah, I like to buy like a 5-pound bag of these and just put it in everybody's stocking because A, it makes it feel heavier, and B, it is very economical.
I appreciate the honesty and also the cleverness.
I mean, tell me you grew up poor without telling me you grew up poor.
I think it's great. Have you ever, so the peppermint sticks, it's not a candy cane.
Yeah.
Have you ever, so you cut a hole in the orange and you use the peppermint stick as like a straw?
To drink what?
The juice out of the orange.
Oh, no, I've never even thought of that.
Yeah. It shouldn't work, but it kind of does. And it may just be because it's wintertime.
But sounds good.
It's pretty tasty.
Have you ever had a shower orange?
An orange. I haven't had a shower orange. I've had shower other things, but
yeah. So like I've had shower beers, which is like super, super refreshing 100%. After a ride. However, I challenge you to a shower orange. So there's a little bit of prep needed. I highly recommend putting it in the fridge so it's cold. Ooh. And then you do the entire orange process. So you peel it, you eat it in the shower. So you get the aromatics of peeling the orange. You get like the deliciousness and you get like the contrast between the hot water and the cold orange. And the juice just like comes off in the shower. So you're not sticky.
Like this is very forward thinking. I'm here for it. I go get some oranges now.
It doesn't take a lot to please me. And
that's the way to be though.
Oh, seriously. Give me a shower and an orange and I'm a happy woman.
I like that. I want it on a shirt.
Oh God. Okay. Wait, okay, moving on. What's your next favorite thing?
My next favorite thing is we've talked about Sigrid, my e-bike.
Your new Aventon e-bike?
If that's how you pronounce it however you will, because I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to. That's one of those words.
I met a bunch of those folks at the People for Bikes electric bike conference, and I told them they did a good job making their weight limits readily known. Yeah, and they were happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I'm good at interrupting.
No, not a problem. But we got rear view mirrors for bikes when we did the bike summit in DC earlier this year.
Yeah.
And I just got that installed on Sigrid. and it's already like saved my butt 3 times. And like literally maybe 2 days I've had it on there.
Okay.
So especially for commuting, I would say. Big fan of I think it's Mirror Cycle. Like, I think they were playing off a Miracle a little bit, but it's a rear view mirror for bikes. And it's just, again, it's multiple times. I was trying to make a turn across traffic the other day, and I was just watching the dude in the rear view mirror because I was like, I've signaled this turn 4 times and you're going to pass me in the turn lane.
Oh no.
And he did.
Jeez.
So yeah.
I guess I should say that we're going to have links to nearly everything that we talk about. Probably not the Mandarin oranges, because that'd be silly. But most of these things we'll have links to. Potentially affiliate links. We will disclose that if that's the case. If that happens, we get a very small kickback if and when you buy things from us. So yeah, I've never used one of those rear view mirrors. I am intrigued by it. And now I'm like, where did that bag from that conference go? Because I would like to find that. Okay, so my next favorite thing is the Clever Hood rain cape. Was that the sponsor
on
who was
my
on
list? Yep.
Yeah. So it's funny. We're not into the rainy season in Arkansas yet, but I was at a race a couple weeks ago. I was at the Truffle Shuffle, and it was wet and windy. But man, I was dry and kind of cozy under. It was very cold. Dry and cozy under my rain cape. I have the black one. It's like kind of zebra stripes, but like in a fashionable way. I don't have the All Bodies on Bikes logo on mine.
Right.
They offer it if I sent it in, they could add it on there. But we do have Clever Hood rain capes that have the All Bodies on Bikes logo.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know other reasons I love it. I feel like European when I'm wearing it. It just feels very fashionable. It's very roomy. You can wear, you could be of almost any size underneath. Like the only hole you have to fit is your head.
Yeah.
What are some of the reasons you love it?
To be entirely honest, my first reason for loving it is every interaction I've had with anybody that's involved with that organization has been like through the roof positive. We met Shelby in DC, and she's been fantastic all along. They actually reached out when I did my fundraiser and sent me some hats to do a raffle with.
So cool.
And so one of the big reasons is just the people. You can't not love the product if you talk to the people for longer than like 30 seconds. But I like it packs up in its own pocket. So again, like I've started bike commuting, so it's really nice because I don't have to like try to keep up with this big awkward coat type thing. It just packs into itself.
Yeah.
And it's reflective. I like that. Again, I like to be dressed in lots of color and lots of reflectiveness. So if I ever have some kind of accident because somebody's being stupid, I can just come off the ground swinging on them. Be like, I was dressed like a traffic cone. There's no reason you should have not seen me.
Yeah, man. Those are good reasons to love it. It's a really good product.
It is.
And we'll have a link to that. And bonus, All Bodies on Bikes gets 20% of sales, or I don't know if it's 20%. We get a portion of the sales, which is phenomenal. We are a nonprofit, so that really helps us a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your next one?
Absolutely.
We're gonna rapid fire these.
We are. My favorite food thing is Epic Bars. So Epic Provisions, it is all like open ranged farmed meat products. So they've got like buffalo bars and I'm trying to think, lamb bars and
the bacon
chicken.
Yeah.
Yep. They've got just a straight pork bacon bar. And they do a lot of other stuff, but the bars especially, I've eaten them for meals.
I have too.
I always love them on bike rides because it's just something different. I think we've talked before about everything's sweet.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't want something sweet. And
oftentimes
especially the sriracha chicken.
Ooh, is it spicy? I'm not a spicy girl.
It's not overly spicy. I always say that it's more flavorful than it is like heat for the spice.
Maybe I'll try it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge sriracha fan, which I realize is like blasphemy. Everybody loves sriracha. But I really love I think it's the buffalo cranberry bar.
Oh, that one's so fantastic.
Good. Yep. So good. That is a really good choice.
Yeah.
Okay. My next thing is a bike thing. It's actually 2 things. It is the heart rate monitor and the little bike computer. I actually happen to have mine right here from Wahoo.
Mm-hmm.
So for years and years and years, I'm talking like my first 10 years biking, bike adventuring, I didn't use technology. I mean, I use my cell phone, but like I didn't have the funds to get a bike computer. And I was generously gifted one from Wahoo a couple years ago as part of our Steamboat Gravel team. They were like, yeah,
Yeah.
Marley, you can have one too. And I was like, great. And honestly, it's worth the investment. Just to be able to, make a route and ride with GPS, upload it, see turn by turn directions, also see your stats. I'm not really somebody who gets like caught up in the numbers of a ride, but it is fun to be like, cool, I went 8 miles and I did 400 feet of climbing. No wonder that felt hard, or whatever it might be. I also really like to see how fast I've gone. I think my max
Mm-hmm.
speed is like 48 miles an hour, which is frighteningly scary. But also I love going downhill really fast.
I mean,
And then I don't know, the heart rate monitor, it's interesting. So when I was in high school, um, they made us wear heart rate monitors and we had to get like a certain number of minutes per week in like our target heart rate zone. And we did like Tai Bo and spin classes. And it was like kind of traumatic because I hated working out at that time of my life and it just felt like punitive.
mm-hmm.
But now I use like the heart rate monitor as a gauge of how hard I'm working. If I know that I'm doing a 60-mile ride and my energy level is, wherever it's at, keeping my heart rate at a certain level will allow me to work all day. And so I use it that way, and
Yeah.
I think that often means that I'm riding slower than a lot of people. But if I try and keep up with the rest of the group, I'm like redlining at like 180 beats per minute, which I
Yeah.
know I can't maintain that for an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
That's just unrealistic for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I use those tools. I don't, like I said, I try not to get caught up in the numbers, but I think data is power. And they have also gotten me out of a tight spot when I've gotten lost before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially the mapping things.
Yeah.
And I'll say I like the numbers because in the moments where I'm like, I've looked too much at what other people are doing or something, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. But being able to look back and see how far I've come from when I started is really fantastic and just a good way for me to snap myself back into, I'm doing really great.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Numbers can be good.
They can.
Yeah.
Even though I almost failed out of calculus multiple times.
My mother will be very happy to hear me say numbers can be good because she taught math
she's a math
for
teacher,
almost
wasn't
40
she?
years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met your mom a couple years ago. Lovely lady.
She is. I like her a lot.
All right. Tell us
Oh
about
my
your
gosh.
next item.
Yeah. My next item is two-part and they directly contradict each other.
Ooh, okay.
So good glasses. Like good glasses for riding specifically, but also just in general in life. I had a pair of Tifosis that may or may not have been run over by a bicycle that I was on multiple occasions, and then somehow got lost in my move that I did earlier this year. And I didn't think much of it because I had some that I'd gotten like off Amazon. And I hated wearing those. And I recently replaced the Tifosis, and the first ride out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is why you pay a little extra sometimes for glasses.
Yeah.
Because it's just there's better airflow. The lenses are, I don't know what they're made of that's different, but I can like see stuff, which is fun when you're biking on the road.
What a concept.
Yeah, I know, it's just crazy. But the thing that directly contradicts that, I love those Tifosis, and I do believe because of them that paying a little extra is going to get you a better product, except for the fact that Gooder exists.
Yep.
Because Gooder is just the most like well-priced sunglasses you can get, but they're as good as the Tifosis are.
Yeah, they're high quality.
They're fantastic glasses.
And most of them are like between 25 and $40.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, we're going to be doing some custom all bodies on bike scooters, not coming out till next year. But we talked about it today. It's very, very exciting. And they're actually a supporter of all bodies on bikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love
Makes it
Gooder
even
because
better.
they're just like silly names, great patterns. I just saw that they're doing prescription frames. And I
Ooh.
100% get Gooder reading glasses.
Yep.
Yeah. That's fun. Do you have a favorite
Yeah.
style frame in the Gooders?
Like shape or name?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I like their just standard glasses, but
The
my favorite
OG,
pair.
I believe, is the O. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct. My favorite, like, I had to get $9 pour over. They had a pair. That was the style name. And the day that I logged on and saw it, I was like, I have to have these. I barista. And also, they're like the tortoiseshell, so like the brown and
Ooh.
black kind of mottled.
Yeah.
And they're the frame shape that looks like something Audrey Hepburn would have worn in a movie.
Cute.
So I love them a lot.
Yeah. I
Do you have
love
a
all of
favorite?
those. I love the OGs. I love the Rap Gs that are a little bit bigger because they
Mm-hmm.
make me feel like a mountain bike bro.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like ridiculous colors, so it's not actually that bad.
Right.
But I enjoy those a lot. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My next favorite thing is again not a bike thing, although you
Okay.
could wear it on a bicycle. Have you heard of Universal Standard?
No.
So they are, I believe they're Seattle based, or at least they were at one point. They make women's wear, although a lot of non-binary trans folks wear their stuff too. And it comes in sizes 00 through 40 in everything.
Absolutely.
Um,
100%.
it's like it's ethically made, it's ethically sourced, everybody gets fair wages. They make amazing, amazing jeans. And one of my favorite things about them is like when they were building out their size chart, they used the average size of a woman in America as their medium. So like a size 18 is a medium.
Okay.
So, and when I lived in Seattle, I used to get to go to sample sales where you get things a lot cheaper. And I remember the first time I went, I was grabbing the XL and the 2XL, and the person working was like, I don't think those are the right size for you. I was like, I've been told that before. People are always like, oh, you don't need that size. And I'm like, watch me. I will fill up this entire size. But they were right. I wear like a small/medium.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's well produced, and they make a lot of just like kind of core staples for your wardrobe that ideally you're not buying all the time. It is like not fast fashion. It is not cheap by any means. They do have some big sales going on here pretty soon. But if you're looking, I find that as I get a little bit older, I am not replacing clothes very often. My style has basically been the same since my early 30s, and I like what I like, and fashion can go to hell. And
That
that's what I
also
have to
needs to
say
go on
about
a
that.
shirt. Fashion can go to hell.
Yeah, give me my straight leg mom jeans. Apparently straight leg is out. Whatever. Yeah.
You know what's in? Comfort,
Yeah. Comfort,
joy,
durability, things that make me look and feel good. And
right?
Universal Standard is one of those.
What? Things that make me feel good. I can't like that.
You must be uncomfortable.
This is America.
You are a woman in fashion. You must be uncomfortable and have parts of your breasts and butt out at all times.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, that got weird.
Or did it get honest? And are those the same thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What else did I have on here?
I didn't know how many things we were supposed to put on our list. So I still have like 5 more things I can go through. Or you can tell me, no, Marley, that's enough of the favorite things. You're not Oprah.
So. We're just listen, she left a vacuum, somebody needs to fill her shoes. Nobody can fill her shoes.
Actually, can I tell you a funny story about Oprah real quickly?
Yeah.
So I was doing an interview the other day, and they asked me, are there 2 people, or are there a couple people that you would like to meet and talk about your work? And we were talking about my work with All Bodies on Bikes and size inclusion. And I said Kelly Clarkson, because I love that woman, and she's I love that she's embraced who she is and is unapologetic. And then I said Oprah, because I just want to like dig into her brain, and like I hope that she's come to a place of peace with her body. But it's been, my entire life I've watched her struggle. What are you laughing at? Oh no. Maggie just left the show, and I am here all alone. But I'm going to continue on my soapbox about Oprah real quickly. Growing up, I used to come home from school every day and watch Oprah, and just watching her struggle with her weight. I would love to just have a conversation about where she's at and how she came to that. And Invite her on a bike ride. Okay. Maggie is back. Is everything okay?
Yes.
What
I
happened?
was watching my laptop battery and it was like, you have like 15 more minutes. And I was like, great, that's perfect. And then it all went black.
Oh no. So are you on your phone now?
I am.
That's okay. Welcome back.
You.
I could like see, and if folks are watching this on YouTube, which I hope you are, you could like see
Yeah.
this horror in Maggie's face and then laughing. And I was like, something either really funny or really bad just happened.
Oh,
So
I love that.
glad it was nothing too serious.
Yes.
Okay. Well, while you were gone, I finished my Oprah rant. So now it's your turn
Okay.
again.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say that if you're gonna have the how is this? Okay, I'm fine. If you're gonna have the Spotify Premium, you gotta have a way to listen to it.
Mm,
So one of my other favorite things that I've ever invested in my entire life is Bose has a line of Bluetooth speakers that are like not you don't want to like go swimming with them, but if it rains, you're gonna be okay.
okay.
And they'll connect to each other. So like I have a couple, and if I were gonna go on a huge group ride, I could have one in the front, somebody could have one in the back, and we'd all be listening to the same music.
That's so fun.
Um, and it's got good sound because it's Bose. I can vouch for the fact that they're very durable. The last one came off the bike when I was going about 20 miles an hour.
And it still works.
Yeah, still works great.
Nice.
So
I should check those out. Sometimes I get really annoyed when people have music on the trail, but I think there are times when music completely is awesome and like enhances a ride. So,
yeah. And
um,
if you are somebody that listens to music, read the room.
yeah,
That would be another
seriously.
thing I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I love listening on my way to work in the morning, but there's one area I go through that's really close to houses, so I turn it down really
Mm,
quiet. And then when I'm on the road, I'll turn it up way loud.
that's kind of you.
So, yeah, I try
Yeah.
sometimes.
Okay, so my next one, how about we each share like two more? Does that sound good?
Okay,
Okay.
sounds great.
I hope people like this and they're not just like, what are you guys doing, you weirdos? Okay, my next thing is kind of funny. It's gloves. So I like bike gloves are nice, but if you're anything like me, I lose gloves like they're going out of style.
Mhm.
Although as we just talked about fashion, nothing goes out of style. I lose gloves often. But there's this one glove called Ice Ninja. They're about $10. They on the outside have kind of um like a grippy material. So I should say they're used by folks who work in like frozen areas. So like fishermen up in Alaska or like um people working in like, cold food environments. And so they have like an inner fleece lining and then the outside is kind of like grippy neoprene. And it's
Okay.
waterproof. And I used to use these all winter in Seattle, commuting, riding all the time, and they're legit some of the best gloves I've ever used, and they're like $10. We'll definitely have a link to it. Um, I highly recommend them for everybody because they don't break the bank and they come in like extra small through extra large, which is nice.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
My next favoriteest thing is literally, as we've discussed, I'm a beverage goblin. And I love something that's going to keep what I'm drinking hot because I'm a hot coffee person, even in the like height of summer.
Gross.
And Mir, believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, Miir.
Yep. Mirror.
Yeah, I love everything they make.
I used to live down the street from their headquarters, actually.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And I would agree. They make quality stuff. And
Yeah.
back to your point about Cleverhood, they're a good company. I believe they're a B Corp. And a portion
Yeah.
of all of their sales goes towards funding clean water access.
Yeah. And actually every product, at least the last time that I got a product from them, every product on the bottom has a code that you can go to their website and put it into their website and it'll show you what your money went towards.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, just good people. That's a really
I like knowing that.
I also it's fun like if you follow them on Instagram, they will often collaborate with artists. to do like special releases, and they make some really, really fun things. So, oh, good call.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I think this is my last one because I said two more and then I talked about the gloves. So this is my last one.
Okay.
And this is kind of cheating because I've been brought on to this company as an athlete for them. But I haven't talked about it much on this show.
Yeah.
And so Osprey has come out with extended fit packs, and they're releasing more over the spring and next year, but so far they've got extended fit backpacking bags, and a couple of extended fit hiking bags, and then a day pack as well. And so I put the Sportlight on my list. The extended fit is like genuinely extended fit. Like the hip belt has been modified to fit people whose waists or hips are from 40 inches up to 70 inches. So like genuinely pretty darn inclusive. The sternum strap has been extended. The actual like backpack straps have been extended. The pockets have been repositioned. So you know how like, have you ever gone backpacking, Maggie?
I have not actually.
That's okay. It's kind of boring. That's why we ride bikes. Actually, I should say it's
Yes.
boring. It's hard. It's like hard in a different way.
Yeah.
But backpacking bags tend to have straps on the hip pack, or not straps, pockets on the hip pack for like snacks or like quick access things. And my challenge with that is like, because I'm a bigger bodied person, the hip straps are normally like, or the pockets are like halfway around my back and I can't access them. But they fixed that on the extended fit. And so now you just like reach down. You're like, oh, I'm like everybody else. I can reach my things and it is great.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's not cheating.
It's not cheating. I will also say, they're in the spring, the extended fit mountain bike packs are coming out, and I've gotten a chance to ride with these, and they are amazing. But I felt like it was cheating to put this on the list. I'm allowed to talk about it, don't worry. But I felt like it was cheating to put it on the list because they're not available to buy yet. But come spring, we'll talk about it again, and maybe we'll bring somebody from Osprey on to talk about the extended fit project, because it's been like a 3-year in the works project.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We love that. Thanks, Osprey.
Thanks, Osprey. Thanks for making us feel normal.
Yeah.
Well, as close to normal as we can get.
Yes. Yep. Oh my gosh. My last thing is very out of left field and actually just popped into my head.
Ooh, bring it.
It's a book.
Okay.
So I got this, it's a novel, and I got this novel as like an advanced reader copy from a bookstore near where I used to live.
That sounds fancy. How do you get that?
They just walked in one day and they were like, "We have these books. Does anybody want to read them?"
Oh, cool.
And I was like, "Sure, I'll look through the book box." And it's a bright orange cover, which I think grabbed my attention. And then on the front, there's a dude in a necktie. There's wind blowing, and he's being hit in the face with a flower. And so that grabbed my eye. And then the name of the book is How Not to Die Alone.
Yeah.
Like this, I would like to read this. And I've suggested it to several people I know that are readers, because I'm like, I read it and I loved it so much that I was like, this has got to be specific to me. Like this book, probably nobody else would like. I think it was written just for me. And everybody that I've suggested it to has been like, no, but like it's that good.
Really? Is it like a novel? Is it like a self-help book? My impression is that it's a self-help book.
It's a novel.
Oh.
Yeah. But it ends up, it's one of those stories where it ends up kind of being self-helpy a little bit, because you just get to kind of take a step back and be like, oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
I'm learning stuff. But it is, I've read it multiple times. And yeah, it just popped into my head, and I'm like, if I could suggest in a more public place that people check this book out, I would do it. So I did.
I'll have to check it out. It's funny. I was at the Meteor the other night. If you come through Northwest Arkansas, go to the Meteor. Really good pizza, great bike shop, great people. And there was this guy sitting there alone reading that book. And this was like a Saturday night. And I felt kind of bad at first. And then I remembered, like, no, Marley, like you go out by yourself and it's totally normal. But I initially was like, oh, that's really awkward that he's reading this book alone in a restaurant.
I always try to read it when I'm out by myself with the book laying flat on a table. I'm
Mm,
like, I don't know how to keep this from having somebody need to come up and be like, "Are you good?"
yeah. Like, everything okay?
Yep.
Man, okay, I'm gonna pick
So
that
yeah,
up because I would like to make sure I don't die alone.
yeah, you know,
All right. Well, we would be remiss and I would be a really bad executive director if I didn't also like shill for us a little bit. Maybe
absolutely.
you're not into giving gifts. Maybe you just want to see a really cool nonprofit continue to do its work. Um, you can donate to us. If you go to
Hmm.
allbodiesonbikes.com, you can donate. And
Yeah,
we would be deeply grateful for that.
yeah.
Um, yeah. All right. So so many great orgs doing good work this year. I can think of a million more, and maybe we'll list some of them in the link in the link, not the link in bio. Good Lord. Take my influencer hat off. Um in the link in the show notes. We'll have links to some of the products we talked about. Hell, maybe I will put some mandarins on that list.
Do it. Listen, cuties, if you're listening and you want to sponsor a podcast, listen.
Exactly. And then finally, we talked about this a couple weeks ago and we actually followed through on it. Um, we are running a survey right now. You heard it in the top of the show. We talked about it a little bit. And now we're talking about it again. Go to allbodiesonbikes.com/podcast. There is a button in the top middle of the screen that says take our survey. We just want to find out, do you like listening to the show? I'm assuming so if you've made it this far. But we just ask you about who you are, what topics you want to hear us talk about. We give you a chance to suggest some guests, and yeah, we're really excited to get that feedback from you because it'll just help us continue to do a better job.
Yeah, yeah. And we want to talk about what you want to hear about and tell stories that encourage you to get out and have fun on a bicycle.
Exactly. So yeah, I think this has been another episode of All Bodies on Bikes, the podcast. I'm Marley. I use she, her
I'm Maggie.
pronouns.
I interrupted you. Say that again.
That's okay. I'm Marley and I use she, her pronouns.
There we go. I'm Maggie and I use they, them pronouns.
And we love you.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. You're great. You look
Great.
beautiful today. I like your shirt.
Thank you. I'm about to go on a date.
Look at you.
I know. Well, do you remember I guess it wasn't even a couple weeks ago, last week, I put on my Instagram, like, yo, I've been single for a long time. If you want to slide into my DMs, like, this is your sign.
Did that work too well?
It didn't work too well, but it worked really well.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah, I have a date tonight. We've already hung out a couple times. Local Arkansas person that I actually met on a ride, and then he reached out and was like, "I was intimidated, so I'm so glad you said something." I really hope he doesn't listen to this show. And then I have a date on Sunday as well after a cross race because what could go wrong with that?
Next step is during a cross race.
Oh
I want more information. Oh, that's the next thing is we need to do bicycle speed dating.
oh, I love this idea. Maybe, okay, our board would probably be like, guys, stay in the lane. Like, no, this is not okay.
And that's why we have a board.
Exactly. But I mean, we could arrange it separately.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Maybe that's an idea we put on the back burner for now.
We'll see. We'll see how things go.
I mean, who knows? Maybe I won't need a speed date. Maybe this is
There you
like,
go.
I don't know. Send me good thoughts. I hope you all enjoyed watching this, listening to it. And thanks for being a fan.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
This is an All Bodies on Bikes podcast powered by Feisty Media. The show is produced by Maggie and Marley and edited by the team at Feisty Media. Thanks for listening.
Are you tired of getting caught in the rain with poorly fitting, flimsy rainwear? Well, let me introduce you to Cleverhood, makers of thoughtfully designed, durable, and size-inclusive rainwear. Cleverhood is designed by women, but is made for everyone who wants to embrace the elements and enjoy the ride, no matter the weather. Cleverhood was born out of the need to make rainy days into happy days, and with multiple choices of styles and sizes, all bodies can stay dry, visible, and happy. Maggie and I especially love their rain cape. Literally, the only thing you need to fit is the head hole. Otherwise, it just fits. It's so cute and functional, and I feel like a superhero when I ride my bike in it. All of Cleverhood's designs have reflective elements thoughtfully integrated, including an option to customize it with the All Bodies on Bikes logo. They're also sustainable, with most of their fabrics made from recycled fibers and PFC-free DWRs. Social sustainability matters to Cleverhood too, and they only work with certified producers who follow labor and environmental standards, and they give nearly 5% of their profits back to community organizations, including All Bodies on Bikes. So whether you're commuting on a dreary morning, walking your dog in the rain, or waiting for the bus, Cleverhood is a great option. And remember, you can use the code ALLWEATHER for 15% off of your order.